For what purpose does the gentleman from Texas seek recognition?
Have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment to H.R. 5682 offered by Mr. Gohmert of Texas. Page 45, insert after line 23 the following. Section 106, faith-based considerations.
Without objection, the amendment is considered as read, and the gentleman from Texas recognized for 5 minutes on his amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And this bill does, in some parts, discuss faith-based groups as being eligible for certain things, and I'm really pleased with that because as we've had since in my 13 and a half years here, discussions, whether it was the Second Chance Act, a lot of different studies and bills and things we've looked at, we continue to find what judges and those analyzing the Texas system found, and that is when it is a faith-based group that is involved in trying to help both prisoners who are incarcerated and those that are coming out and adjusting to life. Faith-based groups have extraordinary cuts to recidivism, and sometimes we have found discrimination against faith-based groups because somebody says something in reviewing different proposals for whether it's counseling or helping people adjust or mentoring. Well, gee, it's faith-based, so we may be violating the Constitution by giving them the opportunity to work with people and helping them adjust. And that is so entirely misplaced. I mean, it's about 180 degrees from where the Constitution was. This was supposed to be a country where you did not discriminate against anyone or any group because of its basis in a faith, particularly faith in God, and the kind of love and mentoring that accompanies groups like that. So I'm pleased with what I saw about mentioning of faith-based groups in a non-discriminatory way, but I would like this amendment to be part of the bill so that it makes clear to everybody you don't award or accept or utilize a group because it is not faith-based, that you, under our Constitution, can consider those types of groups as well so that we don't have any misunderstanding. It should not be at all offensive to anyone. It just says don't discriminate against groups, even if they are faith-based. So it's very short, as you can see, just 6 lines that would be added, but that should eliminate any question about whether a group should be discriminated against. And I appreciate the work that's all been done, but I think this will help put it over the top.
Would the gentleman yield?
Yes.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. I've had the opportunity just in the last couple of years as we've been working on this to visit a number of federal prisons. Thanks to the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Marino, visited 3 federal prisons in his state. Thanks to the gentleman from Georgia, I visited the Atlanta Penitentiary, and everywhere I go, I hear very favorable comments from the employees and the wardens in these prisons about the great work done by faith-based organizations of all kinds and all denominations. So I think you're protected already, because I think this is widely viewed as a good source of talent for helping people as they get ready to leave prison. But I also think all it says is no discrimination.
Just don't discriminate
against those groups, and I'm happy to accept the amendment.
Yep. Would the gentleman from Texas yield?
Yes.
Again, I think this is one of, I have to go back, and this is one of the things that I know that Representative Jeffries and I have talked about, faith-based community and others have been very instrumental in making this bill happen. They've been very much supportive of this, and yours just confirms that and would be accepted, just as the chairman would have said. And I appreciate that you're bringing it and would accept it.
Would the gentleman yield briefly?
Who's
Right
asking?
here.
Oh, yes, certainly. Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Gohmert. Mr. Chairman, I just want to associate myself with all these comments and say, as a former religious liberty defense attorney who worked in the courts defending faith-based organizations, it is widely acknowledged, but it's not always widely understood. And I think even if we're restating what is already protected in law, there is simply no harm in it, and actually great value could come from it. With a nod to the late, great Chuck Colson, Prison Fellowship Ministries, and all the others who follow in their wake, they have done a tremendous job. And I think this is a great amendment, and I'm glad to support it.
And thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I realize my time expired, but just as you've indicated, I have been in a federal prison where they said in a 12-step program that a faith-based group was utilizing, they could not even refer to a higher being. They had to change that up because it might be discriminatory. They didn't understand. So I think this just clarifies it, and appreciate the chairman's indulgence.
Question occurs on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Texas. All those in favor respond by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Amendment is agreed to.